Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. May the divine lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace.
You are Brahma, you are Vishnu, you are Shiva, you are all in all, O Ramakrishna, I bow down to you. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tumi Brahma Rama Krishna, Tumi Krishna, Tumi Ram, Tumi Brahma Rama Krishna, Tumi Krishna, Tumi Ram, Tumi Vishnu, Tumi Vishnu Prabhu Vishnu Pranaram, Tumi Vishnu, Tumi Vishnu Prabhu Vishnu Pranaram, Tumi Brahma Rama Krishna, Tumi Krishna, Tumi Ram, Tumi Adi O Adhara, Tumi Brahma Nirakara, Tumi Adi O Adhara, Tumi Brahma Nirakara, Tumi Nara Rupa Dhara, Tumi Nara Rupa Dhara, Vijita Kanakakam, Tumi Brahma Rama Krishna, Tumi Krishna, Tumi Ram, Tumi Vishnu, Tumi Vishnu Prabhu Vishnu Pranaram, Tumi Brahma Rama Krishna, Aparo Karuna Sindhu, Tumi Natha Dinabandhu, Aparo Karuna Sindhu, Tumi Natha Dinabandhu, Jachindu Kripabindu, Jachindu Kripabindu, Charone Kori Pranam, Tumi Brahma Rama Krishna, Tumi Krishna, Tumi Ram, Tumi Brahma Ramo Krishna, Tumi Krishna, Tumi Ram, Tumi Vishnu, Tumi Jishnu, Prabhu Vishnu Pranaram, Tumi Vishnu, Tumi Jishnu, Prabhu Vishnu Pranaram, Tumi Brahma Ramo Krishna, Tumi Brahma Ramo Krishna, Tumi Brahma Ramo Krishna.
I am reading from the book The Life of Swami Vivekananda by his Eastern and Western disciples. This is the last page of Swamiji's life. On July 4th, 1902, this excerpt by Swami Sharadananda on July 24th to Dr. Logan, the president of the San Francisco Vedanta Society. We sent a cable to the New York Vedanta Society with directions to communicate to you and all friends in the United States about the nirvana of our beloved Swami Vivekananda. He entered into the life eternal on July 4th, Friday evening at 9:10. It came upon us so suddenly that even the Swamis in the rooms next to his in the mutt had not the slightest intimation of it. A monastic disciple of the Swami writes, the Mahasamadhi took place a few minutes after 9 p.m. The supper bell had just been rung when the inmates were called to see what had happened to the Swami. Swamis Premananda and Nishchayananda began to chant loudly the name of the Master, believing that Swamiji might be brought to consciousness thereby. But he lay there in his room on his back, motionless, and the course proved fruitless. Swami Advaitananda asked Swami Bodhananda to feel the Swami's pulse. After a vain attempt for a while, he stood up and began to cry loudly. Swami Advaitananda then told Nirbhayananda, "Alas, what are you looking at?" Hasten to Dr. Mahendranath Majumdar of Baranagar, under whose treatment Swamiji was during these days, and see if you can bring him here as soon as you can. But at midnight the doctor pronounced life extinct. Dr. Majumdar said that it might have been due to sudden heart failure. Sister Nivedita came in the morning. She sat all the while by the Swami and fanned him till the body was brought down at 2 p.m. to the porch leading to the courtyard where the Aratrika was performed before taking it to the spot which had been indicated by Swamiji himself for cremation. The Swami passed away at the age of 39 years, 5 months and 24 days, thus fulfilling a prophecy which was frequently on his lips: I shall never live to see 40. Across the sad event of his passing from the world, the words Swamiji spoke long before his death ring out now with a triumphant meaning. It may be that I shall find it good to get outside of my body, to cast it off like a worn-out garment, but I shall not cease to work. I shall inspire men everywhere until the world shall know that it is one with God. That inspiration has come. It shall remain with mankind until the whole world attains to the highest truth. He scorned mukti for himself until he could lead all beings in the universe to its portals. Vision and realization are imperishable. Being of the truth, they are eternal. And he who has found the truth is eternal. He has eternity in the palm of his hand, as it were. The notes of freedom and realization are heard beyond the boundaries of life and death. And with the numerous devotees, the apostles and disciples of the modern gospel, the prophets and saints and seers of the Sanatana Dharma, the voice of India is heard and shall resound down the centuries in those shouts of praise and triumph. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ji Ki Jai. Jai Shri Swamiji Maharaj Ji Ki Jai. Jai Shri Sanatana Dharma Ji Ki Dharma Ki Jai. And then finally, Swamiji's own words: renounce, renounce, realize the divine nature, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Hari Om Tat Sat. Yes.
Now a short period of meditation. Good morning to you all. Today's topic of talk is Guru lives forever. It seems quite impossible, as Guru, if he or she is a human being, every born human being, embodied human being, has to end life. The end of life is called death. That how does a Guru live even after death? That often becomes a problem. The relationship between Guru and the disciple is so close, emotionally very, very intimate, and it's so strong that, and dependence on Guru of a disciple for his or her spiritual guidance, and not only spiritual guidance in many matters, The disciple considers Guru to be his or her guide in many things. Whatever problem comes, what he or she cannot solve, ultimate is, let me ask Guru, he will guide me. Because Guru is something, divine power comes through him, and whatever comes from the advice, from the mouth of Guru as his or her advice, is considered as guidance from God, and that will work. When Guru is not there in human form in this world, that lacuna comes, and whom to ask? Whom to ask the problems of life? Whom to ask the blessing for my spiritual growth? That sort of feeling which we often have because Guru is not there. If our relationship with human Guru has become so close, so strong and intense, this sort of feeling may come. So, but the title says Guru lives forever. Now, who is a Guru? That's the thing. The human being that to whom we accepted as my guide in my life, from whom there's some relation developed through taking some mantra and going through the advice and guidance that he gave, and feel and trust that whatever Guru has said to me will definitely do me good in this life and do good me eternally. That trust in Guru, so that makes feel that how Guru lives when he has passed away. So let us now understand who Guru is. The students of Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna know very well. Sri Ramakrishna has said many times, who is real Guru, who is our Guru. And he says, Guru is Satchidananda, God, Ishvara, Brahman. He himself is the Guru. That Guru power comes through the human being whom we consider as the Guru. So the Guru may have gone, may not live in his human body, but Guru's power of guidance and the grace, it never ceases to be, because Guru is God alone. Just the human body was, whom I considered the Guru, was just a medium through which all this blessing was coming when he was alive. That blessing will still come when that Guru ceases to live in this world. Guru ever lives. So we will try to discuss how Guru lives. Who is a Guru first? Who is a Guru? One who shows the path to the disciple to go beyond the bondage of ignorance and to reach the knowledge and freedom. That is the Guru, that person is supposed to be Guru. Shankaracharya said very nicely about the Guru. What are the qualities of the Guru? Who is a Guru? Shanta Mahanto Nivasanti Santo Vasanta Valloka Hitam Charanta. He is Shanta, peaceful. He is immersed in peace. Nothing can ruffle his mind. Free from desires. Free from expectation. He is fulfilled, he is complete, he is totally satisfied. Guru is that way. And he is Mahanta, he is great in his own achievement of this, attaining this peace of mind and controlling and going beyond all desires and expectation and fear. That's only one who becomes Santa. Nivasanti Santo, that Guru, such person lives in this world like a saint. And he does good to all. Loka hitam charanta, and walks on this world doing good to the world. And gives the example of Vasanta, the spring season. Like the spring season, he does good to all. We know about the spring. When the spring comes, we have all the greens and the flower and the joy, all is there in the spring. So how this Guru does all that, bringing flowers and the leaves, not in bringing flowers and leaves on the world, on this earth, but in the heart it brings the life again. He rejuvenates the disciple. He gives the life, hope to the disciple. Life is totally goes in the right direction by the grace of the Guru. Vasanta also is said, comparing, Vasanta does not do that with some intention. Just by the presence and coming of the spring season, the change come in this world. Similarly, presence of Guru, even if he may intend, if he may not say that something good should happen to you, by the presence and our accepting that such great person, Shanto Mahanta, the grace has already come to us and our life starts changing. Tirna swayam bhima bhavarnavam janan ahetunanyana pitarayanta. That Guru, who is Shanta and great Mahanta, he has crossed the samsara of delusion, of seeing wrong, seeing mithya as the truth, all overpowered by the Maya, that all this samsara has been crossed. This Bhima, Bhavarnava, like the ocean of samsara, has been crossed himself. And not only he crosses himself, there may be many people crossing the ignorance of Maya and realizing the bliss of truth. But until and unless they wish to guide, or they are guided by God to guide other persons, they are great saints, but not definitely the Guru that we need. So what they do, having themselves crossed, some wish comes to them and they want to help others. Their heart full of compassion, males seeing the problem and suffering of the humanity, and they come forward to take them across some ignorance and give them the light of knowledge. And ahetu nanyana pitarayanta, ahetu, without any cause, without any reason, causeless, reasonless, they come forward to guide us. That's how we meet our Guru. God, in the form of God, Guru, we meet and they just shower their blessing on us. And with the power of Guru, that God's power coming as the Guru, it is a great help to the Shishya. Now, Guru, when the word comes, there comes the word Shishya. Guru is the teacher, spiritual teacher, and the greatest and closest teacher. Shishya is the student, disciple is the student who fully surrenders to Guru and finds in Guru everything that he should need in his life. So what is a Shishya or disciple or the student of the Guru? One who believes that Guru is everything for him or her, everything, the final word. What binds Guru and disciple relationship said to be so strong? It is said to be stronger than any other worldly relationship. Even the mother and child relationship is taken as the second to the relationship of Guru and the disciple. And what binds them together so strongly? It is trust, love, guidance, grace, and disciples surrender to Guru. Disciple accepting that all the goodness will come if I follow the advice of the Guru. And Guru having trust in the disciple and his great love, ahetuki bhakti, the reasonless, causeless love for the disciple to grant him all the goodness of life. That grace and the trust of each other, that binds them so strongly. And there is no selfishness in it. It is totally selfless in both of them. Nobody has any ulterior motive in Guru-Shishya relationship, which may be little slackened in mother and child relationship. If we are not very alert, the mother might have some desire, some expectation from son. Sometimes we expect our child to be better than everyone expects, but sometimes in return to myself, in my old age, my son will look after, my daughter will look after. That sort of expectation is there. But in Guru-Shishya relationship, no expectation at all between Guru and disciple, except that the Guru wants disciple to grow and get illuminated, and Shishya wants to follow the words of Guru and lives the life that he has loved, that he has received from Guru, and feels blessed by thinking of Guru. And whenever he or she thinks of Guru, maybe the contact was very little, maybe the contact was only during getting initiation, that much. But that moment becomes so profound and important in life throughout his or her life after meeting his Guru. Once, because mantra is one that binds, another is accepting someone that in and through this person I will achieve that I want in my life to achieve. That spiritual growth of myself will be by the grace of this person I get. So this trust binds the Guru and the disciple. And Guru, after some time, when he leaves, that trust is not slackened. That trust always be there. Though Shankaracharya says that, but in the Upanishads, Vedas, it is written, the quality of a Guru. What it should be? Shrotriyo abrijino akamato yo brahma vittamaha. That is what the quality of a Guru said. Shrotriya, who has got the purport, the basic of the scriptures he has learned. He knows that what the scriptures say, what is truth and what is untruth. Like those things, all the Guru has understood. Abrijino, that is the quality, is sinless, no wrongdoing, all free from all weaknesses. That is become pure. Abrijino is that. Akamahata, that is another quality. Two qualities, three qualities said. One is Shrotriya, versed in the scriptures, at least in the knowledge of the scriptures, what they want to say, purport of the scripture. And two more qualities, abrijino, pure and sinless. And the third is akamahato. Akamahato, free from desires and expectation. No desire from the disciple at all. Desire means regarding himself, no selfish desire that I will gain this, I will have many disciples, a disciple will praise me, nothing like that. Of course, the one desire that is no desire is that he or she will want the spiritual progress of his or her disciple. That is no desire. When the will or wish is for the good of other, it is not considered as desire. Desire is the selfish desire. So that is Guru. As said in the Brahma Vittama, knower of the truth. So that's Swayam Tirna Swayam Bhima Bhavarnamam. So as Shankara also said, he himself has crossed the ocean. And that's why the beautiful song that was sung so befitting to today's talk, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu. So in Guru we see God fully manifested, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. And after saying that, he said, Guru Reva Param Brahma, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma. Guru is the manifested Brahman, the supreme reality, that is Guru. That Guru for me is that. When we consider the person whom we accepted Guru like that, all the power of Guru that is coming through him is all for my benefit. And Guru and the disciple is ready to accept and follow his guidance. It is said that the relationship of Guru and disciple is eternal. Guru never dies. In England there is a saying, king never dies. King is dead and long live the king. There is no moment that there is no king there. So one king dies, immediately another person sits on the throne. And there is no lack of the king, there is no absence of king in the kingdom. Similarly, if in the material world some being is there always present, how can in the spiritual world Guru is the body, embodied Guru dies and we are without Guru? It never happens. Guru never dies. Guru, the body may die, but Guru Shakti or Guru power lives forever. Where does the Guru live? Guru lives in the disciples. In the disciple, as one is the advice, another is Guru often gives that mystic syllable, that mantra, which is God himself in the form of word. Guru, as it were, transmits God or God, awareness of God from himself to the disciple or herself to the disciple, and in the mantra, Guru always lives. Whenever we repeat the mantra, Guru's presence is there. Guru lives eternally in the mantra that we have got from the Guru. And Guru lives in the ideal and ideas of the Guru that we try to practice in our life. Guru said this, I should practice this. Till we practice that, Guru is always living with us. Guru told, do not tell a lie. And opportunity comes and there are some situations or some little deviation from truth, maybe easier, life comfortable for the time being. Then I remember, no, my Guru has said, don't tell a lie. Even if we have to sacrifice something, some comfort, I may have to take some challenge and difficulty, stick to truth. And we deviate, we do not tell a lie. That time, what power saves us? It is Guru's power. The moment we practice our teaching of our teacher, Guru is alive. So Guru should be always alive in our heart. That's why when we practice spiritual discipline, that sadhana or upasana every day, the system is we bow down to the Guru. Like a candle lighting another candle. Guru lights disciple. And this earlier candle may extinguish, but the new candle with the same light illumines. So, as disciple, it is our responsibility to feel that I must be what the Guru has taught me to be, what Guru expected me to be, that I must be. That is the candle lighting. And the Guru lives as in me, as he lived. Emulate the Guru, don't imitate him. That is what it is said. Whatever Guru has taught, live up to that. Don't try to imitate the Guru. One Swami wrote very nicely said that Shankaracharya, we need to follow what Shankaracharya has explained and taught us. Realize yourself, have Atma Bodha, or live in the world like a lotus leaf. Don't get stained by the mud of the worldly thought. But do not follow the Guru. You may not be able to follow him. Do not imitate the Guru. So Guru's life is different, your life is different. But by following the teachings of Guru, your life will be blessed. So that it is said. You must make the vibrant spirituality of the Guru live within you. The sublime idealism of the Guru live within you. The spiritual teachings of the Guru live within you. His loftiness of character and conduct should live within you. His divine nature and the divine way he lived his life should live within you. Looking at you, the world should understand the divinity of your Guru. In Ramakrishna order, the Ramakrishna Parampara, our Guru is Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna said Satchidananda is the Guru. And Sri Ramakrishna is the full manifestation of Satchidananda. The devotees of Ramakrishna feel that Sri Ramakrishna is like what is Krishna to the followers of Sri Krishna. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. For us, Ramakrishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So, Sri Ramakrishna is manifestation of Satchidananda and full manifestation of Satchidananda. Sri Ramakrishna himself said this. He saw in a vision that was given by God. And the vision said, in you I have incarnated. And this time is the full manifestation. And it is the manifestation of Sattva. That what the divine vision and voice said to Sri Ramakrishna himself. Sri Ramakrishna, whatever he saw and spoke, is absolute truth. There should be no doubt. If we doubt on his saying or his vision, then we are doubting the truth itself, God itself, Brahman itself. So Sri Ramakrishna had this vision. So Sri Ramakrishna, the Satchidananda manifested, he is our Guru. When we say Guru Maharaj Ji Ki Jai, it is Sri Ramakrishna. All the followers of Ramakrishna order and its ideal they all consider Sri Ramakrishna as the Guru. All teachers all the gurus, human gurus, those initiate in the Ramakrishna mantra or the whatever mantra they give to the disciple, they say at the time of initiation that I am not your guru is Sri Ramakrishna. So that we have to understand that in Ramakrishna Parampara, it is Sri Ramakrishna who is the guru. So when we bow down to Sri Ramakrishna, we are getting that. But what happens is human relations, we are still in ignorance and we consider this human feeling, human thought, that becomes very strong in us. So though Sri Ramakrishna is Guru in reality, but for us it becomes so real that whomever we get initiation or which person we think he is my Guru, that thing, to take it to the Sri Ramakrishna level, we need to be spiritually advanced. Otherwise, it doesn't go. We have to hear again and again. Then only it goes to the level of Sri Ramakrishna, to the level of Satchidananda, to the level of Parabrahma. That it takes time and understanding. It's so easy to consider the human being from whom we accepted as the Guru, as the Guru. So that relationship remains, and that has to be elevated to the level of Sri Ramakrishna. My Guru by himself is just an instrument in the hands of Sri Ramakrishna, all his plans working through human beings. So many human gurus give initiation and mantra, but all source of all power and grace is Sri Ramakrishna. If my Guru has done something good to me, he said something, by his blessing I achieved something in spiritual life or in mundane life, but that blessing came from Sri Ramakrishna himself. Sri Ramakrishna is our eternal Guru. When we talk about Sri Ramakrishna, the Guru, and the necessary question comes about Swami Vivekananda. Ascharyo Vakta Kushalosya Labdha, says in the Kathopanishad. Wonderful relationship between Guru and disciple. That is Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda Narendranath. Rarely does humanity witness a combination of a great Guru and equally capable Shishya as Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda were. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa sculpted the most wonderful masterpiece in the form of Swami Vivekananda out of skeptical and rational but fearless and dynamic Narendranath. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, the form of a saint or a prophet who is the ideal representative of the quality of ocean of spirituality, a huge wave in the form of Sri Ramakrishna was visible from 1836 to 1886. Taking into consideration his immense contribution to the growth of universal spirit, we can identify with him with the ocean itself. Though he was a huge wave because manifested, but he is Satchidananda himself. Swami Vivekananda, skepticism and logical mind was not ready to accept the powers manifested in Sri Ramakrishna. He thought that the simple, insane Brahmin might be playing tricks with others in the form of hypnotism or mesmerism. His trance and samadhi were thought to be the whims and play of mind rather than divine superconscious states. Swami Vivekananda was skeptic. He would not believe anyone and everyone. So he tested Sri Ramakrishna again and again, and Sri Ramakrishna was so happy being tested. He said, you must test the teacher before accepting. Test the teacher, a sadhu, day and night. Test him as much as you can. Like a coin changer, taste his coins, whether it is fake coin or real coin, taste and be sure. Sri Ramakrishna was so happy. He was ready for the test because he was truth himself. The first meeting between Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda, the chief future playmate in the Ramakrishna divine play, was in 1881, when Narendra sang devotional songs and played musical instruments to fill the gap. One person was invited, he couldn't come, and they invited Narendranath to sing. Sri Ramakrishna remarked after first meeting, "Oh Narayana, why did you take such a long time to come here? I have been restlessly waiting for you since long. Nara Narayana, he said, Nara Rupi Narayana, you are Narayana in the form of human being. You have come to remove the affliction of the world. That he said to this person in 1981, he was born in 63. So 18, 19 years old, young man. And Sri Ramakrishna, who was already accepted as the incarnation of God by many and who saw him as God incarnate, divine being, that person of reverence is kneeling down to this young boy, unknown student, still in the university, and says that you are Narayana in the form of human being and have come to remove the suffering of humanity. Naturally, Narendra thought he is a megalomaniac, he is a mad person. What is he saying? I can't make it out. Why is he saying that to me? Narendra was not pleased. He confirmed that. But he was charmed with love and sincerity of Sri Ramakrishna. He came to the room, Sri Ramakrishna was normal, he fed him some sweets and he said, give me, I have some friends. He said, no, you eat, your friends will have later on. Tremendous love for this person. In the first meeting in Dakshineswar, he had seen him in other place in Calcutta, but that time there was no conversation. But first time meeting in Sri Ramakrishna is saying like that. So naturally he thought that. The second meeting with his mentor and would-be guru was within a month's time, as the call of the divine was too powerful for him to resist anymore. He asked, Sir, have you seen God? Calmly, Sri Ramakrishna replied, Yes, I see him as clearly as one sees the thing as I see you, but even more intently. Not only this, you can also see him. This unusual and most confident answer turned Narendra to more perplexity and surprise. He never had got the answer if anyone had seen God. Here is the direct answer. Yes, not that I have seen God, but I see God. That was Sri Ramakrishna's answer. Have you seen God? I have seen God. No, I see God. And I see God more intensely than I am seeing you. All this spiritual vision becomes so intense and clear that this vision in this waking world seems like a dream vision. When we have dreams, sometimes it is hazy. Like that it becomes hazy. The spiritual vision becomes very clear and no doubt remains there. The third visit was the two persons, Sri Ramakrishna and his would-be disciple, were left all alone. Sri Ramakrishna went into ecstatic mood and elevated Narendra to such a state of consciousness where his body lost consciousness, Narendra's body lost consciousness, but could answer the questions put by Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna later told his devotees that on that day he put many intimate questions to Narendra and got answers to them all. What is his role in this world? What is he going to do? And when he is going to give up his life. Narendra understood that such great souls with complete renunciation, selflessness and compassion, though rare, actually are born in the world. Souls with extraordinary purity, love and penance, that shake the limited conception about God and God-man existing in the little mind and intellect of we ordinary people. If they are accepted as gurus, ordinary men are benefited and not harmed. He was also forced to change many of his preconceived notions about God, divinity and perfected soul. Narendra was ready to accept Sri Ramakrishna as his guru, but still he could not go so far as to accept indiscriminately. As Swami Saradananda writes, a powerful mind feels strong resistance from within when, at time of accepting new truth, it has to change its former convictions. Though acquainted with Sri Ramakrishna's wonderful powers, he could not completely accept him, and though feeling attracted, he tried to stand aloof from him. These meetings with the Master were full of fun and joy, pleasure and gaiety, and there was never a shadow of gloom, dejection, despair or worry. It was always Ananda Mela, the joyful gathering. Sri Ramakrishna used to teach in simple language through parables and stories. There was no feeling he was the Guru, and all the disciples looked upon him as their wise friend with huge spiritual knowledge born out of innumerable spiritual experiences. That was the relationship between Sri Ramakrishna and all his disciples. They felt so attracted, whether who became monks later or the householder disciple, all they felt attracted. They could talk with him like a friend. So one of the disciples said, Sri Ramakrishna, he wanted to touch Sri Ramakrishna's feet. And Sri Ramakrishna pulled his feet and sat on that couch. And disciple said, please take out your feet. If you don't do that, I will cut you with a saw and take to the village and everyone will bow down. Who will say to the Guru like that? He was so friendly, they could joke with him. One disciple, he took his boat, he said, let's go in boat. And he said, okay, where are you taking the boat? Let's go. And Sri Ramakrishna simply went. And he took the boat in the middle of the Ganga and said, now you promise that you will deliver me from this samsara. And said, what about sadhana? What about practicing spiritual practices? Then only it goes beyond this ajnana, ignorance, and gets liberation. And you are saying that, no, you have to promise me that you will grant me liberation and knowledge and love. Otherwise, I am not going to the shore. Sri Ramakrishna saw everywhere, saw water around, and this mad disciple. And he said, okay, that will happen. That was their relationship with Sri Ramakrishna. Simple like the child, profound in wisdom, very high in spirituality, and so much of love he had. So they all mixed. There was no aura or awe of teacher and the disciple. That's why they always came. Anytime Sri Ramakrishna's room was open all the time. They could come at midnight, early in the morning, anytime they wanted, they came and asked any question they wanted and tasted any way they liked. Once one of this young disciple, he thought where he goes early in the morning, and he had doubt in his mind where he goes. Sarada Devi was there. And so Sri Ramakrishna had gone for nature's call in the forest, the nearby forest, Hautala we call, Pine Grove. And the disciple had doubt, and he came and was waiting there. I will catch him red-handed, because Sri Ramakrishna said. And Sri Ramakrishna came from the forest and he saw that person waiting. He could understand why he is there. And this disciple just melted with shame. What I was doubting, my such wonderful, pure Guru. And Sri Ramakrishna saw and told him, don't worry, you have done right thing. You must test the sadhu day and night. Same day, same night. Always encouraging disciples for whatever they have done in that way, tasting him. That was Sri Ramakrishna's relationship with his disciple. Just based on love and care for each other. That's why they say Sri Ramakrishna cried twice. One for having the vision of the Divine Mother. Oh Mother, come, please show to me. And he used to cry and shed tears, and his chest would become wet with the tears. And he had the vision of Divine Mother. He again cried once. All Divine Mother vision and the realization God happened from various angles, different faiths. He just traded the path through different faith and realized God fully. Through all the ways that people will do, through Christianity and through Islam and through Vaishnava, Shakta, all the ways. And after that he started crying. And this crying was for the devotees. Oh, where are you? Please come. I am not able to talk. I wanted to relate that. He had a role to play. He had come to usher a spiritual flood in this world through the disciple. How will he live? His life, everybody's life is short. If he's there and that knowledge and that spirituality is not transmitted, all will be just not fully utilized. So he wanted that to transmit. For that he was crying and shedding tears, with just waiting. Like that Sri Ramakrishna cried. After that, one after another, the disciples started coming. And they started coming much earlier, but Narendranath came in 1981. M came in 1982. 1882 and 1881 Narendranath came. So that was Sri Ramakrishna's love for his disciple and the way of his teaching. Parables, simple stories, firm in the guidance. You should eat less at night, you have to do tapasya and do meditation. Have you come here only to sleep in the evening? Said to Adbhutananda. So much was their love and command of this loving person that Adbhutananda said, no, after that I will not sleep in the evening, in daytime. He started and, evening it was night time. And he said, no, I will not sleep. So he started keeping awake whole night, Adbhutananda, because Sri Ramakrishna had said. That was the relationship between Guru and disciple. Whatever Guru has said, that has to be followed. So to Swami Vivekananda, whom Sri Ramakrishna was especially grooming to make his career of his ideals, of the new wave of spirituality, how this spirituality for the modern times will work in the modern age, in the modern world. So that was to be carried through Narendranath. So Swami Vivekananda was opposed and reluctant to accept idol or image worship and believed in formless God with attributes. Sri Ramakrishna explained to him the subtle points about Brahman, Atman and unified consciousness, the one without the second. Thus he was persuaded to read to him Ashtavakra Gita and similar texts on Advaita Vedanta and explain finer points therein which were otherwise difficult to comprehend. Sri Ramakrishna preferred to tell these nuances in total privacy when no one else would be present in the room. It was all Jnana Yoga to begin with. Later Bhakti and Karma were added. Thus, between 1881 and 1886, for 5 years, Narendra was groomed to become a great yogi with unparalleled sharpness of intellect, reason, and spiritual knowledge. No one could stand his incisive power of critical analysis based on scientific reason and rationally in the matters of Vedanta. That was his guru and disciple. Now Sri Narendranath was finally, through the incident at Kashipur, just 3 days before Sri Ramakrishna passing away, Sri Ramakrishna called Narendranath and asked him to sit and touched him. And Sri Narendranath again lost his all consciousness. And when he came back to consciousness, he saw Sri Ramakrishna was shedding tears. And he said, today I have become fakir. I have given everything to you. Earlier he had asked, do you want to gain the spiritual power? He said, will I realize God by that? No, you will not realize God, but you will be famous and you can do many things. He said, no, I don't need that. But this time he didn't ask. He just gave everything, every spiritual power that he had to Narendranath. And Narendranath would work that power out. That was the relationship. And from that he started working. Sri Ramakrishna entered into Narendranath. That was the symbol of that. And when Narendranath came, Swami Vivekananda came to the West, was Sri Ramakrishna with him? Yes, before coming he saw Sri Ramakrishna beckoning him, come, you cross the ocean. Then he was almost sure until he asked finally Holy Mother's words, and then he said, I have to go to the West. Many were saying, go to the West for Parliament of Religion. He never went. But when he saw Sri Ramakrishna and Holy Mother's consent came, then he came to the Parliament of Religions. And in the West, he used to give talk, so much talk, and sometimes even talk in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, and how many new ideas will be there? Sometimes ideas finished. Now again another talk is there. So what to do? So he was just praying, what can I do? Then Sri Ramakrishna comes and gives him all the ideas, which passed away 1886. This happened in 1893-94. And Sri Ramakrishna is still living. Guru still lives even if after he sheds his body. In Sri Ramakrishna case, Sri Ramakrishna himself comes. In our case, our Guru will come in the form of Sri Ramakrishna. Our real Guru will come when we need the advice of our Guru. Guru never has died. Not only in guiding him how to give talk, what are the things needed, and Swami Vivekananda used to speak something, he was talking with Sri Ramakrishna. And the lady in which house he was staying, the landlady, she heard he was talking by himself, and he asked next day, "You were talking by himself, what was the matter?" He said, "Oh, I was not talking to himself, I was getting some things." He was conversing with Sri Ramakrishna. What Swami Vivekananda said, people heard. But what Sri Ramakrishna said to Swami Vivekananda, they could not hear that. So that was their living relationship, even after Sri Ramakrishna had passed away. Not only that, once some people became so anti-Swami Vivekananda because of something, they were very selfish-oriented, very narrow-minded. They couldn't stand the honor and the message that Swamiji was giving, and something they were lacking in their own thing. Very, very petty-minded people. Even they said they wanted to give a poisoned coffee, and Swami Vivekananda was going to drink, and suddenly he sees Sri Ramakrishna there. He said, "Don't drink." And later on he found that was poison. So he not only guided him, he also protected him. So we are also guided and protected in our life by the Guru power. As he did to Narendranath, he always does that to us also. We are secured. Our life is insured. And after life also, next life is also insured. And as they say, he will be there to take us. We have all insurance in the hand of Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda and Holy Mother Sarada Devi. Therefore, the Guru lives forever. He shines through each one of his disciples. Each one of us are living lights of Sri Guru Maharaj. May his grace enable us to do this most effectively, most successfully for our own liberation and for the good of all humanity. Om. Thank you.